So good morning everyone. In the previous class we have discussed about your SR flip-flop and SR latches, and also we have discussed about some of the aspects related to clocks. So in this class we will be moving ahead from SR flip-flop and see what can be done to improve it. So what are the problems with your SR flip-flop? So as far as your SR flip-flop is being concerned or SR latch is being concerned, the problems you already aware with. The problem which we are facing is that when your S is equal to 1 and R is equal to 1, your system is giving you invalid state. That means we know that these two, this one and this one, should be complement to each other. But here what is our observation? That when this condition is there, when S is equal to 1 and R is equal to 1, then this is giving you, suppose this is 1, this is 1 and previous output is 0 and 1. Now what will happen? 1 1 0 and 0 1 is 1. But in this case the problem is when we are actually providing this sort of thing, the problem related to this is that you are getting a invalid state. So to get rid of that, this invalid state, what is being expected, that we should get something being attached to it. So that is called modification, and that is what we are going to do now. So the modification is, in the previous classes we have also done this modification, and modification is that first we are making a latch out of a flip-flop out of latch. So modification, I will be using different pen so that you get the idea that what we have modified actually. So the modification is that you are having a NAND gate here, and now you are providing S here and R here. Your clock is this. So this is your SR flip-flop. Now we will be converting it into another kind of flip-flop, that is called JK flip-flop. And problem you already know, that when S is equal to 1 and R is equal to 1, what will happen? Suppose S is equal to 1 and R is equal to 1 and clock is 0. So what is actually happening? This is when this is 1, this is 1, this is going to be 0, this is going to 0, and when S and R, S is equal to 0, in case of NAND gate, if any of the input is 0, output is going to 1, this is equal to 1. Okay. So 1 0 1 1 0 1. So here it is getting static to this particular state, which is undesired. Why it is undesired? Because both are complementary in nature, but here both are 1. So they are actually violating. So that's why we move towards another kind of flip-flop, that is called JK flip-flop. So this is set reset, this is JK, but in this it's not jump and kick. It's after the scientist who have discovered it. It's Jack Kilby, and this is the person who actually invented your integrated circuits, Jack Kilby. So this is the person behind the entire revolution. So now when we are actually converting this into JK, how this entire thing is happening, that is important. So now S and R, I will be deleting S and R. Now the modification is to be done. So red is being used. So this is your J, this is your K, but other than that, that is important, that is what we are doing is, so Q is being entered into K and your Q bar is being entered into this. So this is your JK flip flop. Another simple way by which your JK flip flop can be drawn using SR flip flop is, suppose this is your JK flip flop, and here here you are putting a AND gate here. So this is J, this is K, and this is your clock and a connection. So this is your Q bar, this is Q, and this is your SR flip flop. And using SR flip flop, we have created a JK flip flop. Now coming towards how it actually perform the functions. So that's a really important thing. So you can see that we are having this SR into JK conversion. So this is the circuit which we are working with. So here you can see that what are the possible things which are there. So possibilities which we are looking after is that you are having a truth table like this. So in the first column you will be applying a clock, then J, then K, then Qn plus 1. Qn plus 1 is next state and Qn is previous state. Qn is present state. So next state will be depending upon the present state. So if clock is 0, that means this system is not operating and nothing will happen. So clock is 0, this system will not operate and nothing will happen. So no matter whatever you are applying on the J and K, your Qn will be like this. This is memory. That means if your clock is 0, whatever you are applying on the JK does not matter, your system will retain the previous output. Now when clock is 1, then 4 different possibilities are there. J and K both are 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. So now we will look forward toward this functioning here. So here you can see if J is equal to 0, K is equal to 0. So 0 means this is 0, this is 0, then clock is 1. So S and 0 and R is equal to 0. So Qn is equal to Qn and this is equal to Qn bar. So that means it will retain the previous state when J is equal to 0 and K is equal to 0. Now the second case when J is equal to 0 and K is equal to 1. Now J is equal to 0, K is equal to 1. So it will retain J is equal to 0 and K is equal to 1. So when K is equal to 1 and your clock is 1. Okay. So J is equal to 0 and K is equal to 1 and clock is 1. So what it will be giving you? It will give you this as 1. So when R is equal to 1, that means it is actually keeping your system into reset mode. So it will retain the previous state and it will keep your system into the 0, or we can say reset. Now when J is equal to 1, J is equal to 1 and K is equal to 0, then what will happen? So J is equal to 1, this is equal to 0 and this is equal to 0, this is equal to 1 and they are opposite to each other. So this will give you, so this is 0, this is 1, both are 1, this gives you 1. So when S is equal to 1, your system is going to give you output as 1. So that means it has actually set the output. Now this is the most important stage, when both are 1. So now when both are 1, what happens in the previous state? Your system is actually being a problematic thing into the problematic thing, that your system is giving you invalid state. But here we have moved towards JK because we do not want that invalid state to be there. So what we have done in that case, in the previous state, what are your outputs? Your output is in the previous state is this is equal to 1 and this is equal to 0. Now when both are 1, so J is equal to 1 and K is equal to 1. So this is a AND gate. Remember, this is a AND gate. J is equal to 1 and this output is actually moving towards this. So this is 1, this is equal to 0. Other output is going to be 0. So this gives you 0 and J is equal to 1, K is equal to 1, J is equal to 1, K is equal to 1. So this gives you 1, and when R is equal to 1, your output is going to be 0. So what happens here? You will observe that your output is actually being toggled. Your output is being toggled. That means if it is 1, it becomes 0. Now consider the second case. Suppose this is 0. Q is equal to 0. So I am writing here, if J is equal to 1, K is equal to 1, second case Q is equal to 0 and Q bar is equal to 1. So this is important, that your S is actually equal to J into Q bar and R is equal to K into Q. Okay. So now when Q is equal to 0, Q bar is equal to 1. So this gives you S is equal to 1 and this gives you R is equal to 0. So if previous output is 0, next output will becomes 1, and previous output is 1, next output is going to be 0 because of this relation. Here what is the output S? Input S, J and Q bar, and what is R? K into Q, K dot Q we can say. So that means when both the inputs are 1, as in the case of SR, in this case when both the inputs are 1, your output is going to be toggled, or we can say output is being complemented. So that's the important aspect as far as your JK flip-flop is being concerned. So when we talk about your JK flip-flop, this is very important thing. So what we have done, we have connected this output to J and this output to Q. And what relation we obtain? That your S is equal to JQ bar and R is equal to JK. So we are going to discuss the last two cases when J is equal to 1 and K is equal to 0. K is equal to 0. These are the two cases which we are going to discuss. This is the first case, J is equal to 1 and K is equal to 0. Another case is J is equal to 1 and K is equal to 1. So let's assume in the previous case, at present Q is equal to 1 and Q bar is equal to 0. And at that moment you applied input J is equal to 1 and K is equal to 0. Then what will happen? This is 1, this is 0. Now J is 1 and Q bar is 0. So this gives you this to be 0 because this is the AND gate, and K is equal to 1, K is equal to 0 and Q is equal to 1. This is also going to give you 0. So once these two inputs are 0, we know it will retain the previous state 1 and 0. So your output comes out to be 1 and 0. So it does not means that your output is being retained. It also means your output is being set. Now consider the case when q is equal to 0 and q bar is equal to 1 and j is equal to 1, k is equal to 0. So in this case, when j is equal to 1 and q bar is equal to 1, this gives you this as 1, and when q is equal to 1 and k is equal to 0, this always gives you 0. So when s is equal to 1, your output is going to be 1 and 0. So what does it signify? It signifies that your output is actually being set when you are applying this particular combination. Then your output is actually being set when you are actually applying this particular combination. Now another combination which is of interest to you is when q is equal to 1 and q bar is equal to 0 and j is equal to 1, k is equal to 1, then what is going to happen? So here you can see j, k both are 1 and q is equal to 1, s is equal to 1, k is equal to 1 and q bar is equal to q is equal to 0. So j is equal to 1, this is equal to 0, q bar is equal to 0. So this gives you 0. So when s is equal to 0 and when k is equal to 1 and q is equal to 1, this gives you 1. So s is equal to 0, r is equal to 1. So this gives you qn plus 1 is equal to 0 and this is equal to 1. Now consider the second case when q is equal to 0, q bar is equal to 1 and j is equal to 1, k is equal to 1 already there. So j is equal to 1 and q bar is equal to 1. So q bar is coming from here. So this gives you j is equal to 1 and q bar is equal to 0, 1. This gives you this equal to 1. Now k is equal to 1 and q is equal to 0. This gives you this is equal to 0. So when s is equal to 1, your output is going to be 1 and other is 0. So what is you have observed? That when j is equal to 1 and k is equal to 1, your output is actually being complemented from 1 to 0 and 0 to 1. So that's important about your K map. So this gives you a truth table for K map and it goes like this, that this is j, this is k, and if clock is there, the first case is j is equal to 0, this is equal to 0. This will hold the previous state and 0 1 actually reset and 1 0 set the output and 1 1 we can say toggle or complement the previous output. So that's all as far as your JK flip flop is being concerned. So if you have any doubt, you are free to discuss with. Okay students, please make this correction that S is equal to JQ bar and K is equal to R is equal to KQ. This is the correction you are going to make. Okay. So this is all about as far as your JK flip flop is being concerned. Now coming towards other aspects of JK flip flop, that is very, very important, and we have discussed for your SR flip flop in the previous class. So let's discuss that now. So next thing which we are going to discuss is characteristic table, that is characteristic table. So what's inside characteristic table? That we would like to know how your device is actually going to behave when we are going to provide these conditions. So this is based on present and next state. So here you can see your, these are your inputs. So your inputs are J, K and Q N. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 8. So here you can see that your inputs are j, k, qn and qn plus 1, where qn is present state, this is your next state. So on the basis of present state, what is going to be the next state, that is important. So these are 8 inputs, number of inputs. So this is going to be like this: 0 0 1 1, 0 0 1 1. I have already discussed with you. Then 4 times 0 and 4 times 1. Okay. So now when j is equal to 0, k is equal to 0, and if present state is 0, the next state is going to be 0, because it is going to be hold the previous state. If j is equal to 0, k is equal to 0, 1, it is going to hold the previous state. And if j is equal to 0, k is equal to 1, present state is 0, the next state is also going to be 0. And if j is equal to 0, k is equal to 1, present state is going to be 1, so next state is going to be 0. Why it is so? Because it is going to reset the things. Now j is equal to 1, k is equal to 0, present state is going to 0, the next state is going to be 1. And present j is equal to 1, k is equal to 0, present state is 1, next state is also going to 1. Set. This is called set. So if j is equal to 1, then and k is equal to 0, your next state is going to be set. Now the next thing, when j is equal to 1, k is equal to 1, present state is 0, the next state is going to be 1. And if j is equal to 1, k is equal to 1, present state is going to 1, the next state is going to be 0. So this is called toggle. So now why we are actually getting that? We are getting it from your truth table. The next thing that is important as far as your characteristics table is being concerned, the solution corresponding to that. So corresponding to that, we substituting these values in K map, and in K map you will find out your values like 1, 4, 5 and 6. So we don't have any don't cares. Solving it, your qn plus 1 is equal to j qn bar plus k bar qn. So that is the equation for the next state. The other thing which is important as far as your device is being concerned is excitation table for JK flip flop, and I want you people to discuss this. When I meet you people in the afternoon, then you will tell me what is actually happening in this. So that's all as far as this class is being concerned.